Good morning, people of the Milky Way. My name's Kurt Gordon, and I'm with Booth Brothers Music and UtahBlues.com. We just got done with our 5th annual AMP show here at Booth Brothers Theater in Spanish Fork, Utah, with Guitar Czar, Booth Brothers, and UtahBlues.com. We had a great time. And as I was putting the amps away for the year and getting those back to their rightful owners, I realized that I've got a pretty nice little collection going on for myself, and why not just do a little video, tell you a little bit about it. So this first amp is a Matt Corey Plexi. Matt Corey's a good friend of mine, a local builder from Salem, Utah. This Plexi circuit actually has an extra preamp tube, gives it a little bit more gain. This feature here, this is my favorite feature. In the up position here, you've got a tube rectifier, and in the down position, you've got a solid state rectifier. They're going to give you a little bit different sound according to which one you play, and with this you can do either or. He's also built in a negative feedback adjuster here, so you can control the exact amount of negative feedback that you want with the amp. This is an Ampeg V9 910 cab. They made these in the 70s for guitar, bass, or keyboard, and it's got 9 10-inch speakers. Very cool cabinet. I use it here for bass. We have a jam every Thursday night, and we typically use that for bass. All right, one of my personal favorites here, the 1967 Supro Thunderbolt. Not much needs to be said about this. If you don't know about this one, just Google Supro Thunderbolt. This is a 1967. Beautiful 115 combo. Marshall 412 cabinet, 1960A. This is a US made Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. They moved production of these to Mexico a while back, but this one is one of the US ones in Corona, California, and it's very, very clean. And it is for sale. Lots of this stuff is for sale. Some of it is going with me as long as I live. This is a Marshall 1937 cabinet, and right now it's got a Celestion Vintage 30 and a Celestion G12H30. That's my 8-ohm cabber. It's one of them. This is my number one right here, and I have to thank the good Bishop Lowell Blue for letting me have this amplifier. I bought this from him about a year ago, and it's my favorite. It's a 1959 Fender Tremolux. Great, great clean sound, very responsive, just overall great sounding amplifier. And it looks cool. This is a cabinet. It's a single 12 open back cab, solid pine, that I had made by a good friend of mine, Mike Stepano from the band Super So Far. And this currently has a Fane 12-inch speaker, 8-ohm 12-inch speaker. It's my personal favorite of all my speakers, actually. Just a beautiful sounding Fane. All right, this is a Gretsch. This is a really small little amplifier. I usually keep this right on my nightstand. And it's the, you can kind of take a look at the panel here. Gretsch, Brooklyn, Chicago. It is the 6150T. Got the original little Jensen in there, little 8-inch Jensen. But it's a great sounding little practice amp. Really cool. I mean, you can crank that thing up and nail Kingstone with that. This is a Supro Statesman, and I still have not found anyone that can tell me anything about this amp. No one seems to know what it is. It's a Statesman S6699, you can see that, by Valco, and it's a stereo amp. It's got a pair of 6L6s for each side, and here's the cabinet, and it's a stereo cab. There's a cord that comes right out of the back of the cabinet with a TRS cable. So you only want to use a stereo cabinet with that head, but it's got tremendous sound and the best reverb that I've heard. Just a beautiful sounding reverb. Okay, this is one that I'm committed to for life. This is a Fender Princeton Reverb, and I've got a baffle that I got from Larry Rogers in Naples, Florida. He does great work, and it's got a 12-inch Weber currently in it. That amp kicks trout. This is an Avatar 412 cab, currently unloaded. I'll sell this one cheap. 150 bucks. It's yours. It's a great cabinet. I just have plenty of other cabinets. Here's another Matt Corey Plexi amplifier. He actually gave this to me as a surprise at the 3rd annual amp show. And, you know, I was a little misty. It was a wonderful gesture from Matt Corey. And it's a great sounding amp, and I've used this thing so many times. Use it in my Real Rock Band program all the time. It's one of the main amps in the Real Rock Band program. And it's a great sounding Plexi. Currently it's got a 20-watt Bad Betty speaker, which is a very inefficient speaker, but sounds good. And but you plug that thing into a 212, 412, and you're nailing that Plexi tone. Matt Corey does great Plexis. This is my Matchless Clubman. This is about a 98. It's a Mark Sampson, before Mark Sampson started Bad Cat. And that's my amp. When I get big gigs and I'm playing on a stage for thousands of people, that's generally the one that I take, is the Matchless Clubman 35. Another one that I'm committed to for life, 63 Princeton, White Knob Princeton. And I use this to teach lessons through, and I play it all the time. It's one of my very favorites. Currently got a 10-inch Weber. This is a 212 cabinet built my very good friend of mine, Mike Newman, and he did a great job at Solid Pine. This is currently loaded up with some Celestions from the 80s that I pulled out of that 1937 cab right there, and great sounding speakers. I've thought about putting these back in the 1937 and putting the Vintage 30 and the G12H30 in this. Beautiful thing is you can do that. You're not going to hurt anything at all, as long as you have some decent soldering skills. This is an incarnation of my Glacier OG30, which was a design that James Hadfield and I came up with Glacier Hadfield amplification. He used to live right here in Sandy, Utah, and he now lives in Canada. Great friend and very good amp builder. This is essentially a Hoffman Circuit AC30, and I wanted an AC30 so bad, but I wanted one with front adjustments, because if I'm on stage and I need to make adjustments on the fly, I never have really cared much for the rear panel adjustments. Sometimes I get confused by that and I turn them the wrong way. So it's in a Fender Deluxe Reverb head, and originally we actually put that in a 112 Fender Deluxe Reverb cabinet made by Larry Rogers in Naples, Florida. And we were getting a lot of resonance issues, and so I put it in a head, and it's worked itself out. And this here is a Reeves 412 cab. And I would say that this is my finest speaker cabinet. Well, that one isn't bad either. But with this one, I've currently got it loaded up with 4 English G12H30s, and it's putting out 16 ohms. And I know I could rewire it for 4 ohms. What I'd really like to do is get some 8 ohm speakers, get it wired to 8 ohms, because with the Hoffman Circuit AC30 and the radio spares output transformer, it's one of the only output trannies that I know of that you can't go up on your ohm load. So it's not healthy to go from 8 to 16 on a radio spares output tranny. It needs to be 8. So if any of you guys have 8 ohm speakers and you're looking for 16 ohm speakers, look me up, because I'd love to do a trade. And like I say, those are English made G12H30s. One of my favorite speakers. So if you have any Fanes, if you have any Celestions, Vintage 30s, G12H30s, Greenbacks, Celestion Blues, Webers, any of those killer speakers, you want to do a trade, let me know. And a lot of these amps are for sale, and you can contact me through utahblues.com. I'm Tucker T. Fuddrucker on the forums there. Or you can go to Facebook and go to utahcountybluessociety.com, and I'm one of the admins there. So I hope you've enjoyed this little section on my own personal lot of tube amplifiers, and I want you to have a great day. And cut!